All right, so let's go ahead and do our review of the numbers. Um, like I said in the last class, most of the time, even the most fluent Samoan speakers, when the numbers get really, really big, um, I hear them speak in English, but it's good to know how to do it, at least the principles. If you got the principles, then you can count or recite the numbers that we say every day when we play cards or bingo or whatever. So let's number 72. How do we say that? How do we say that in Samoan? Okay, we have Fitu Sefululua. Awesome. Fitu Sefulu. Let me copy that. So we have our 7. That's Fitu. Lua is 2. But then we have Fitu Sefulu. So when you put the Sefulu after the 7, we're saying 70. 72. And then if anyone has the male in between, that's great as well. It's just we're just saying and the 2. So fitu sefulu male lua. Okay, awesome. Either one is perfect. Okay, 391. How do we say that one?
What is that? Tolucelau,
Olu
Ivas
selau
Fulu, Maltasi.
sefu maletasi. Yep, maletasi. Awesome. And if you left the male out, that's fine as well, but this is perfect. Tolu selau. So this is 300s. So that you see the pattern is 300s, and then we have Eva Sefulu 9 10s, Male 1, Maletasi, and a Tasi. All right. So we didn't talk about this one in the last in the class when we introduced numbers, but the formula is still the same. So 1,000. So basically we just say whatever the main number is, and then we say if it's 1,000, we say afe. If it's gonna be miliona, it's or million, it's miliona. If it's I think it's trilliona. I don't really know. Um, we don't really get into those big numbers like that, but if you're making getting into trillions, then that's a great thing. But how do we say 365,277 in Samoan? Okay, we have. All right, awesome. We have Tolu Selau. I'm just gonna copy and paste. Getting better with this. Okay, Tolu Selau. So we have 300s. Okay, 300. Ono Sefulu. So that's our 60. Lima Afe. So 65,000. Awesome. So we have Tolu Selau Ono Sefulu Lima Afe. So 365,000. Now we're getting into this part. Okay. 277. Lua Selau. So that's 200. Fitu Sefulu. That's our 70. Fitu Sefulu is going to be 7 and 7 10s. So that's 70. Fitu. Awesome. That's perfect. And again, if you put in the male, that so Tolu Selau Ono Sefulu Lima Afe. That's the first part. Selau I'm sorry. Yeah. Lua, my bad. Lua Selau Fitu Sefulu Male Fitu. Lua Selau Fitu Sefulu Fitu. Either way. I'll just
Okay,
put it back.
question.
Sure.
Just I wrote it out and I was um, so on the Tolucelau uh, Onisafulu, I typed in Malilima Afe. Is that wrong?
Actually, well, I won't say it's wrong. I've never heard anyone say it that way. But to me, if I heard that, it means the same thing. Because if you keep going with the number and you say Luis Elau Fitu Sefulu Malefitu, or even just that, um, it means the same thing. So I won't say it's wrong. I'll just say I usually don't hear people say it like that. It's like they'll put the male at the very end, like right before the very last I guess is that the ones place? But I don't know. I never say like that's right or wrong because people say things differently. So I guess ask the people that's around you. But if you got this part, or even exactly what you said, you have the principle, so you have everything. Um, but if someone says tolu selao ono sefulu malelima afe, I understand what you're saying. I don't, I wouldn't say that's wrong. I just never heard it said like that. They like kind of leave the male, and the at the end. Maro. All right, so now 2,000,000. I don't even know how to say this in English. 2,800,000. Okay, 200. No, 2,830,263. Anyone have this one? When it gets big, like it's easier to say it in Samoan for me. For some reason.
Is it 2 miliona valuselau tolu sefulu ave ma lua selau ono sefulu tolu?
I think so. I was concentrating on typing, so I heard Tolu, and then
Oh
so
yeah.
Selau Tolu Sefulu Afe Sefulu Afe is I'm trying to type exactly what you said, and then what's the last part
Oh
you
yeah,
said?
sorry. And then I had lua selau ono sefulu tolu.
Awesome, awesome, just like that. Lua miliona, so 2,000,000. Valu Selau, that's our 800. Tolu Sefulu, that is going to be our 30, but we have 30,000, 830,000. So we end that phrase off with the afe, so that we're saying it's 830,000. And then Lua Selau, okay, 200, 200, and Ono Sefulu, so that's our 60, and then 3. Lua Selau, Ono Sefulu, Tolu. Awesome. Someone put something up here. Lua Miliona, Valu Selau, Sefulu Tolu, Afe. Okay, Lua. Yep, okay. Lava. And then the last one, we didn't really put them together with the sentences, so I just wanted to see if anyone put this part together. Anyone have this one? We're gonna talk about it, but 6 boys are sitting in the room, and there's various ways to say it, like maybe 3, 4, 5 ways to say at least. But
I saw your Instagram where you said etoa
yep,
for people.
yep, exactly. Okay, let me see. Ono Sama Olo Uilepoto. Okay, I'm gonna copy this part, and then he said Olo Onofo. Okay, so okay, let me copy and put this part. So this is good. This is good. So okay, Olo Onofo. Olo O. Oh, my bad. Okay, let me put that right there. Okay, so we haven't talked about when plural verbs. So some verbs are like there's a singular sit and then there's a plural sit. So singular sit is going to be like nofo, and then a plural sit is going to be nonofo. So yeah, nonofo. See Lechan says so olo nonofo tama e to ono ilipoto. Okay, yep, that's one way to say it. So I'm gonna copy what he said. Well, first let me work with what Mariah said. So she said ono tama olo onofo. I'm sorry, olo onofo ilipotu. So whenever, and this is just one of those words. It's kind of hard to say which word duplicates. So we haven't talked about it so far. Don't worry about it. But we'll just go ahead and say no nofo, just for now. So this means this is a plural sit. So olo'o no nofo, so sitting in the room. So we got that part. And then we see ono tama. Okay, so I forgot who said that. Maybe it was Tony or someone just said they saw the video about when we're talking about people. Remember, anytime we're talking about people, we say eto'a, eto'a. So, and then we put that before the number. So all of this is great. All we have to do is just say I'm sorry.
Ito.
Eto'a, eto'a ono, eto'a ono tama. So we're saying 6 boys right here, eto'a ono tama, sitting in the room, sitting in the room. Olo ono nofo ilipotu. So that's one way to say it. The other way, here's like, you know, we can rearrange things. We can rearrange things and say it different ways if you know the basic structure. So that's one way. Like Sean said, olo no nofo, no nofo. He says sitting, okay, sitting, olo no nofo tama. So boys sitting eto ono ilipotu. So we're saying 6 boys are sitting in the room. There's just a different way to say it. I think for now that's probably like advanced, you know, because you know we have to learn how to switch things around. But for now, if you just put the number in the front, and then maybe, you know, with more practice, then you can like switch things around. But if you say eto'a ono, so we just say 6 boys, right? Eto'a ono tama, and then sitting in the room. This is literally sitting in the room. And then I just learned a couple days ago, like olo'o, like they probably would have said, like they probably would say something else. I won't even get into it because I would need lessons on that. Alilesha. So it's olo'o no nofo. So is there 2 O's in the nof? Oh no. Oh yeah, you're right. I spelled it wrong. No, yeah, it's not. No, nofo. Yeah, so yeah, it's just like that. We'll hopefully we'll have time. Thank you. No, yeah, no, thank you for pointing it out. So hopefully we'll have time to point out like compound or plural actions, and this is just one of them. So there's siva, sisiva, there's nofo, nonofo, you know, there's savali, savavali, and things like that. Are verbs always different when singular? And not always, not always. So even to this day, I still like try to figure out which ones. I know you know, the main ones. And we do have a worksheet on that with like the main ones that go from singular to plural. But there's others, you know, even in formal Samoan, like, you know, the higher level Samoan, they have theirs, and it's, you know, I don't really know those, so I won't even get into that. But common speaking Samoan, there a lot of words there's a singular version and a plural version. So I have a worksheet on that, and I'll put that up on the website. So if you have either one of these, that's great. But the main thing is when you're counting people, it's gonna be, we have to put, it's not just ono tama. If you said that today, that's great. But whenever we're talking about people, we have to make sure that we put that eto'a, eto'a. So even if we were to take out tama, we still know that this is people because we said eto'a ono. So basically what we're saying here is there's 6 people sitting in the room right now. There's 6 people literally like at this moment sitting in the room. But if we add a little bit more context to it, then we say eto'a ono tama, 6 boys sitting in the room right now. But the to'a is just, I guess it's just one thing that you know, we do in Samoan with when we talk about people, we just say eto'a. Okay, do you need to add the word people? Okay, when we say, like, for example, if we were to say tangata, like that, ono tangata, olo ono nofo ilipotu, is, you mean like that? Okay, yeah. So you don't have to, because if you say eto'a ono, we already know you're talking about people. So but if you say eto'a ono tangata, you know, that's you don't have to add it, but yeah, it's implied. It's definitely implied. So on people, to my knowledge, you know, and to my from what I've heard, I only hear that with people. It doesn't pertain to anyone else. If it's anything else, any inanimate object or whatever, it's always gonna be you know, you say the way that someone else said it, or you might have said that without the to'a. A to'a, people, and then if you just say the number, then that's we're talking about everything else under the sun and over the sun. Okay. All right, so that's our quiz. Sorry, I think I went longer than I expected. This is just basically, you know, what we already talked about. So if just in case you were lost on the counting, when it starts getting big, lua afe, and this e is, you know, that's right there because whenever we're talking about you know, it's the same way like when we identify something that are nouns. So remember the if we say it is a TV, it is a car, it is a house, I am this, that, when we identify something that are nouns, well, a number is you know, I guess it's something that's describing. So if we say elua afe, we're saying 2000. um Numbers, the tense marker for numbers, long story short, I guess to make it more simple, the tense marker for numbers is e. So you're identifying a number, um and numbers are descriptive, so it's going to be e lua afe fa se lau tolu se fulu male ono. So it, you know, if you hear somebody say like e in front of a number, that's why. It's I can't get that. Okay, there we go. All right, so if you see that in front of a number, it's because they're just identifying. Okay, it is 2,436. Elua afe fa se lau tolu se fulu male ono. Okay, and the same with that. That's where this e is coming from. E tolu se fulu lua afe, iva se lau lima se fulu male lua. All right, so yeah, miliona, elua miliona, fitu se lau, fa se fulu iva afe, tolu se lau lua se fulu male fa. So if you know, practice going over that over and over. But again, like I said, a lot of people just say it in English because it seems to be shorter.
I have
So,
one quick question. I know that you
Sure.
said you can say it both ways. You know, like if we're gonna say 36, like you could say tolu sefulu ono, or you say tolu sefulu male ono. But most often, do you hear one way or the other? Like, do most people say male ono, or do most people say like tolu sefulu ono? Or does it really doesn't matter?
Yeah, it really, that's one of those things that really doesn't matter. Usually this is when I hear it, like when I always hear people counting in full Samoan and cards when you know, they would play cards and they would say it one way, and then when they repeat it for whatever reason, they wouldn't say it a little bit different. So then when they say it different, they'll say maleono, you know. But I really don't know. I don't have a rule of thumb for saying it one way or another. People just say it differently. So uh let me see. Maybe someone in the chat has a, you'll see it in the Tusi Paia mostly. Okay, yeah, in the Tusi Paia. So yeah, in informal speak, people probably would just leave it out. But you know, I'm a little bit older, so like when people I don't know, when they talk trash, or if it's like they just want to express themselves a little bit differently, they might say it like that. But yeah, in Tusi Paia, almost exclusively they'll put the male in there. So I'm glad he pointed that out. LeSean pointed that out because you know, a lot of people do study from the Tusi Paia to get their practice. So when you see the male in terms of counting and numbers, they're probably ending that whole whatever the number is, whether it's millions or hundreds of thousands or whatever. The ones place, whatever is in the ones place, let's say male ono, male sefulu, whatever it is. So not sure if I answered the question, but I've heard it different ways all my life, so I don't really know how to
Yeah, you
answer
did.
that.
I just was curious if you heard it more one way or the other, but that makes sense either way.
All right. Lava. So let's go to the next. Okay, so I kind of sped through time last time. So, and we're actually like above the other classes that we've been going. So I'm just gonna go a little bit slower, except for maybe this slide because of this part right here. I kind of went regular speed. But ta or ka is to strike. Ua, so remember, ua is a tense marker, right? And it doesn't matter what time I ask you what time it is. I can ask you what time is it right now. I can say what time is it 2 seconds from now. Time always changes. So you're updating. When you ask what time it is, they say ua kalifia, ua talifia. So it doesn't matter what time I ask, you're updating me. So a lot of times you will hear the ua whenever people are asking for time. Okay. Fia means how many. Wakali fia. Watali fia. Okay. How many the time? Or how many what is yeah. That's the next slide. I'll get into that. So toy, we're talking about how many times what is the amount before? So is it 5 minutes before? Is it 10 minutes before? Is it a quarter before? Or what have you. So that's toy. Te'a, te'a is going to be after. We're talking about a time reference after. So is it 5 minutes after? Is it a quarter after? Is it 22 minutes after? So you'll hear te'a, or when we flesh it all the way out, it's like ete'ai, ete'ai. Okay. Teimi. Teimi means time. Okay. Or keimi, you'll hear, ole ale keimi ole. What's the time for the game? What's the time for the local? Time. Itula, hour. What's the hour? What is the hour right now? I hear people say this less, or not as much. They'll just say, what time is it? Or yeah, I rarely hear people say what is the hour, but afa is half. Afa. Oops. Okay. Kuata. Now you can see these are all like English words. Kuata is quarter. So if it's a quarter past, minute is minute, seconde, second, and then choititita or kokikika. So it's about to be kokikika le lima. It's about to be 5. Kokikika le sefulu. It's about to be 10. About to be, finna be, however you want to say, think about it. But it's about to be, or pretty soon it's going to be. All right. So what time is it? When you ask somebody what time is it, remember, it doesn't matter. I could ask you what time is it right now or 2 minutes from now. You're updating me. So that's why the ua. That's why you'll hear the ua, or if they're saying real fast, they might say what ukalifia. Ukalifia. So, or they might even just leave the tense marker out and just say kalifia. You'll hear that very often because it's understood. Like, what time is it? Kalifia. So what time is it? Now, when we say ua, and then now we're answering. Sorry, I can't get this off. Okay, so someone asked ukalifia, the reply, if we're saying it has struck the 5. So it has, so that's our tense. It has now, I'm updating you. Ua ta. Ta or ka is to strike the 5. It has struck the 5. It is 5 o'clock, basically. If I say uafa, afa is half. Uafa le lima, it is half the 5 or 5:30. If I say uatoititi ta le lima, it is pretty soon. It's about to be. It's finna be 5. It's gonna strike the 5. So I'm updating you. Koikiki ka le lima. ua choititita le lima. It's about to be 5. It's going to be 5. It's about to strike the 5. Okay. Now, this one's a little bit, and stop me if I'm going too fast. Ua toe. So, and someone did say this in the last class, like if you said ua lima minute ile lima, that makes perfect sense to me. But I try to do the things, do the teach stuff by the book. But it makes sense to me because it has become 5 minutes to the 5. It's 4:55. But the toy is saying it is before 5 minutes to the 5. Okay. So that's what the toy is. The toy is saying it has become before 5 minutes to the 5. Ua toy lima minute ile lima. So if you just just practice saying it that way, even if it's like you want to leave it out, well, if the people around you are leaving it out, leave it out, because the ultimate goal is to be able to communicate effectively with the people that are around you. But if you do hear the ua toy, that's what it is. They're saying it has become before 5 minutes to the 5. Okay, 4:55. And then te'a means is gonna translate to after, but it's usually this whole phrase right here. Let me erase all of this. It's this whole phrase, e te'a'ai, e te'a'ai. So this means it has become, and then whatever your time reference is, in this case, we're saying 5 minutes. It has become 5 minutes after e te'a'ai le itula. So after the hour, or we could say after the 5. Let's just say 5 lima. So if it's 5 minutes after the 5, then it is 5:05. Ua lima minute e te'a'ai le lima. It has become 5 minutes after the 5. Okay, so one way that I remember, okay, do I say toy before the minutes, or do I say it after? If we say it's before, if it's before our time reference, which is ile lima, then ua toy. Okay, so ua toy. So before comes before our time reference of lima minute. Whereas, if I were to say ete'ai, that we're saying after here, so it comes after our time reference, lima minute. Okay, so up here is before 5 to the 5, we say toy before. If we say it is 5 minutes after the 5, we say ete'ai after. If that makes any sense. Ua lima minute ete'ai le lima. Okay, or ile itula. I'm sorry, not ile. Whenever there's a ete'ai, the time is already after. Okay, so we just say le lima or le itula. But whenever the time is moving towards, so you see, like if I throw the ball to somebody, I'm throwing it to them. Ile tama, ile teine, ile, it's going to somebody. So it's moving towards that. So that's where that's the difference between this one. The time before is going to 5, whereas it's already after 5. We don't have to say e. Okay, that's something we don't do in English, so that's kind of why I went over it. Reapplied it, I guess I could say. So what time is the game? What time is the play? What time is the church? Whatever it is, you put the noun right there. But the phrase is ole ale temi ole ta'alonga. Ole ale temi ole aonga. Ole ale temi, whatever it is you want to put, you just put it right there. But this is the phrase for that. What? And we'll talk about questions, I think, next week. So what? The time, ole, and then whatever you want to say right there. So this is a good one just to learn, and then you just put your noun right there. or whatever the event is going to be. Ole ale te me ole whaafianga. You know, what time is the entertainment or whatever it is you're trying to say. Let me see any questions here. Okay. All right, let me move a little bit. Oh, let's do this together. Okay. What time is this? If we say it's 8 o'clock.
Well,
Yep, ukalevalu. Uka, yep, ukalevalu or utalevalu. You know, K style, T style. So it has become uata. It is struck. The 8, the valu. Man, my brain flips when I go back and forth. Uata levalu. My bad. Okay, so how do we say 7:30? Or say again? I heard ua.
Dolus fulu minute tale fitu.
Okay, ua tolu se fulu minute. I think that's what I heard. Ua tolu se fulu minute.
Tale valu.
Um,
Fitu. Tale fitu.
tale. Oh, okay. Okay. Te ai. Oh, I'm sorry. Te ai le fitu.
Fitu.
Okay, awesome. I'm glad you said it this way. So, ua tolu se fulu minute te ai le fitu. Awesome. That's great. So what we're saying here, it is 30 minutes after, yeah, past the 7. And you could, yeah, that's great. There's another way to say it as well. Does anyone know how to say it? This is right though. Does anyone know? It's
Ito
yeah,
dolus fulu minute. Ito valu.
minute oh well that oh well it's actually even it's like even way shorter. So if it's what's the word for half? What
Afa.
afa, yep. Ua afa. Let me see. Oh, someone said ua afa lefitu. Yep, that's it. Yeah, ua afa lefitu. Yep. So it's, and this is just saying it has become half the 7. It's half the 7. So 7:30. So this is right. This is right. So ua tolu se fulu minute e te ai lefitu. Usually it's reserved for like specific minutes that are not quarters, like 7:15, what's that? 7:30, 7:45. So if it's just half, it'll be like ua afa lefitu. So it's half to 7 or 7:30. But yeah, that's this. Both of these are good, great. 11:52. How about that one?
Imus fulu minute. Te ai le utasi.
Minute e te
Te
ai
ai
le.
utasi.
Oh yeah, te ai le se fulu tasi. Awesome. Okay, so this right here says it has become 50 minutes. Oh wait, okay, my bad. Did I miss your lua? Lima se fulu minute. So lima se fulu lua.
Yeah.
I probably missed that. Yeah, my bad. So so it has become 52 minutes after the 11. That's one way to say it. Perfect. And then if we were to say it's gonna be it is 8 minutes to the what's the next number after to the 12 or
Sulua.
yep. So yeah. So Sefululua. So how will we say that it has become 8 minutes to the 12?
Valu minute.
Ua valu.
Ua
Okay.
valu minute. E toa les fulua.
Okay, so wait, us so oh okay, you said etoy like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just write this. So ua valu minute, etoy, and then what was the last part?
To ai sfultasi.
So I le se fulu tasi.
Sfulua. Sfulua.
Okay, so I definitely see the logic here. So remember when it's a time before, so we're going to 12. The time is going to 12 in this case. So remember, like if we're walking to somewhere, if we're talking to somebody, the action is going to the location. In this case, the time is going to 12. So we'll just break it down piece by piece. So our location, so we do have Sefululua. So if our location is to the 12, then we would say E. So it's going to Ile Sefululua. So maybe I should start the other side. I'll leave this here for now. So if I'm gonna say it's 8 minutes to the 12, all right. So here's our tense, ua, right? The next thing is gonna be we have to put toy. This is where the toy goes. So when the time is before whatever our reference is, we say ua toy, and then we're saying 8 minutes to whatever the time. So this is our reference, valu minute, ua toy valu minute, and then we wouldn't say it on this part. We would just leave it right there. And yeah, and the I goes as well. Ua toy valu minute ile sefululua, to the 12. So in this case, the time is going to the 12. It's 8 minutes to the 12. So that's what this is saying. 8 minutes to the 12. Okay, as opposed to this one, we're saying that it is 52 minutes after the 11. Ualima sefululua minute et aile sefulutasi. So and then there's actually one more way. Look in the chat. Yep, uatoy valu minute ile sefululua. Yep. Thank you. Yep, Tony said that. And then there's the other way to say it is if you wanted to use it's about to be, like if maybe you don't know or you don't want to be exact and you just want to say it's about to be 12, how would you say that one?
Koikiki.
Yep, well, koikiki, koi. I always have trouble spelling it. Koi iti, or koikiki ka le
Fulua.
ulua. Yep. Yeah, it's about to be 12. Gonna be 12. I know I spelled this wrong. It doesn't look right. But you guys know what I'm saying. It's about to be 12. So here's 3 different ways to say the same time. 3 different ways to say the same time. So I think we kind of got all of the principles just from this right here, because we're talking about this was an awesome example. I'm glad you said it like that, because we're talking about time after the 11. So we said ua lima sefululua minute ete aile sefulutasi. Okay, so after the 11, then we talked about time before the 11, ua toe valu minute, 8 minutes before ile sefululua. Yep. 8 minutes before to the 12. So anytime we say before, the time is moving to something, and that's how we phrase it. And then if it's just it's about to be, it's going to be, then we say ua toititi or ua koikika le sefululua. Okay, so I guess let me see what we have next after here. Okay, let's. You guys want to do these last 2 examples, or you want to move to this other sentence structure? This is a common one right here. Let's see. Uokwata le tolu. Okay. Uokwata le kolu. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and do this because this should be pretty straightforward. Boom. All right. So Tony said uakuata. And glad you said uakuata le kolu. Or I'll just write it like that. Total. So what we're saying here, it has become a quarter the 3. It has become the quarter to 3. Awesome. So it's a quarter after the 3. But whenever like uafale tolu, so that 3:30, if we say uakwata, we don't have to say like uakwata ete aile tolu. Or we don't have to say all of that. But if you do, I know what you're saying. I'm not gonna say it's wrong, but like people, this is probably the most common way you'll hear uakwata le kolu, uakwata le tolu. Okay. And then how do we say 7 minutes after? Or it's 107.
Fitu minute letasi. Letasi.
It's I letasi. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. You said
Fitu minute letasi.
thank you. It's I letasi. Letasi. Awesome. So we're just saying that it is 7 minutes after. It has become 7 minutes fitu minute after ete I letasi. 7 minutes after the 1. Most people probably wouldn't say it has become 53 minutes. Oh no, what is that? 53 minutes before the 2? Yeah, people probably wouldn't say that. So it's, this is great right here. So in the last 10 minutes, let's go ahead and, unless you guys, anyone has questions on time, this is someone does. Can you drop the minute if it's understood? Yeah, so if we were to say,
It's like
right,
Efitu, just like if you just drew up, Efitu to, so what is it?
letasi.
Ilitasi, yeah. Efitu
Oh
Ilitasi.
yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you pointed that out. So people they'll drop the 7. Anything that's understood can be dropped. People they'll abbreviate it as long as it's people understand it. It can be dropped. So we'll introduce this last concept and we'll probably review with this one. And you'll hear people say it all the time because people ask for stuff. So this is going to be our tense marker. When someone's asking you for something, they'll say and then ei. Ei means to have or to possess. Do you have or have? To put together, if you put that together, it just says have. But the unique thing about in Samoan is that when we get to the subject, so tense, object, action, subject, this is how we ask for stuff. When you get to the subject, we combine this possessive pronoun like lau, lau, sa'u, so'u, whatever it is, we'll put that possessive pronoun and then whatever it is we're asking for. So uwati is watch. So iai, lau, uwati. So I guess word for word we're saying have your watch, but in translation we're saying do you have your watch? Another way you probably hear someone say if they're saying do you have a watch of yours, then they would say eyai sawati. Eyai sawati. So this is what throws it threw me off at first because I'm like, well, where's the you and then the your? Do you have your watch? But the limiter right here kind of combines the pronoun and the possessive pronoun. So I was thrown off by this for a good while. It took me a lot of practice, and we do have a worksheet. I'll throw the worksheet up there at the end, but I just want to kind of go over this part right here. Most people get ei, have, and then we're saying your watch. So basically, remember, if we're saying if it's an L, we're talking about a specific. This is a specific thing. If I say sao, so whenever you hear questions, that's when you'll hear like the L's turn into S's because it's unsure, like se, you know, osetama, a boy, as opposed to oletama, the boy. One is specific, the boy. One is non-specific, a boy. So in Samoan, the specific one is going to be L, the non-specific one is going to be S. So if I'm asking, do you have your watch, or do you have a watch of yours? Wati. Like, I know you got a lot of watches. Wati. Do you have a watch? But if I'm talking about a specific watch, then I would say Wati. Do you have your watch? Okay. Do you have your watch? We have some more examples. I think we only have a few minutes left, but okay, so you'll hear this one a lot. Well, I used to. AI sa coupe. Do you have a money of yours? So have, and then sao. If I say sao coupe, I don't care what money, where it came from, whatever. Do you have money of yours? It could be the $10 that I saw, whatever, or maybe I'm just guessing because this is a S. Okay. If I say loud, then I'm being more like, maybe I'm talking about a specific $5 bill that I saw earlier. AI la coupe, AI la tupe. Okay, so it's just a slight contextual difference. Loud, I'm saying your specific. Have your money, okay, as opposed to have your money. This is a have your money that is not specific. It could be a big number, small number. I just want some money. So this is the one you'll hear the most. AI sa coupe. Do you have some money? Do you have money of yours? Does she have your money? This one goes into a little bit more sentence structure. I guess we'll come back to this, but basically we're just saying have, and then oia. So like, this is the person that has it, and then we is it your, does she have your money? AI oia, la coupe. People will probably drop the but I don't want to introduce this right now. We'll start with this part on Tuesday. We'll end right here. But let me go ahead and show the worksheet. If I got it, I think I got it pulled up. One of the words are, okay, here it is. And I'm gonna copy that, put it into the chat, and okay, here's the link for that. And it's just a worksheet that you can practice. I'll do this the number one. So if someone say, and you might say CEI spelled like this, where the E and the I is separate. It might be together, EI, it might be put apart. But what we're saying is AI sao, and then you just put the penny. So AI sao penny. So we're just asking, do you have a pen of yours? Do you have your pen? But if you hear sao, then that's just, I'm not asking about your specific pen. I'm asking, do you have a pen of yours? Okay, if I say AI lao pen, then I'm asking about a specific pen of yours. Like, I want that one that you had yesterday. It writes really good. I didn't know I could write that well, so I say AI lao pen. I want that one. But if I say AI sao pen, then I just want a pen of yours. And then if you say ioi, ei, what would be our limiter right here? Or what would we, if I say, yeah, I got my pen, or I have a pen. Yeah, so it actually could be either. So if I have a pen, if you want a pen. So if I'm not being specific, but in this case, we're saying sa'u. We're saying sa'u because I have my pengi, my pen. So what if I'm being specific? If I'm talking about a specific pen, yeah, I have AI not pen. So it just depends. Like, I mean, it's a slight difference, but if you can just get the basics of the concept, and it's just e yai, and then we put our possessive right there, and then whatever noun, you just add the noun right there. So fill in the worksheet. It does kind of get like tricky down here, but we'll go over it when we start the next class. Lava. I would stay around the whole time today, but I got to log out and do something real fast. And I will log in on Sunday if you guys are here. If not, then I'll see you guys on Tuesday. So any questions? Thank you.
After we're out.
Whaftai lava will.
Perfect. I
Thank
will.
Sorry for keeping you guys all the way to the last minute.
Yeah.
All right. If you have questions, just email me. I'm gonna go ahead and go.